Good morning, judges. My name is Jade Phay.
And I'm Meenakshi Mittal. The name of our project is GLOW, and it accomplishes NGN Goal number 6, which is to ensure sustainable, dependable, affordable, and efficient clean energy for all. We are juniors from Prospect High School competing in STEM, and the judge's role will be that of investing.
So the primary issue we're tackling today is light poverty. One of its most harmful consequences is the impact on global warming by increasing pollution drastically. Scientists say that fuel-burning lanterns release 190 million tons of carbon dioxide each year. That's about equivalent to 30 million cars. The Western world takes light for granted. 1 in 7 humans don't have access to electric light. Another issue is that light poverty is also harmful for health. Developing countries face frequent power outages due to unreliable power systems, which creates an inhospitable environment for large regions because they are forced to burn expensive and dangerous kerosene torches. These primitive light sources are responsible for 1.5 million deaths per year. This is because inhaling kerosene fumes is equivalent to smoking 2 packs of cigarettes per day. Another issue is education and future. In addition, lack of lighting hinders education because children cannot do homework after certain hours. Light poverty creates a non-negotiable curfew where life must stop when the sun goes down. Therefore, GLOW, our product, would greatly benefit families in third world countries facing light poverty and who use bicycles as common methods of transportation.
Our elevator pitch is Bike Your Way to a Brighter Day. Our solution to light poverty is a device called GLOW. Essentially, it contains a lamp and a rechargeable battery, and it attaches to a bike wheel and charges as the bike is ridden. Biking is a very common mode of transportation in third world countries, so there will be huge potential for the device's usage. The user simply attaches it to their bike in the morning on the way to work or school, and by the time they come back home in the evening, the device has stored a significant amount of charge. At this point, the device can either be used in its entirety as a lamp, which lasts for several hours, or its battery can be taken out and used in other electronic devices. After the initial one-time purchase, GLOW has the potential to completely eliminate the cost of light and vastly improve the quality of life of many, providing a cheap, eco-friendly source of energy. Our influence goal. We are going to convince you that our proposal is worth $7,000 of seed money.
This product is a simple fix that takes advantage of an everyday action. Not only is it eco-friendly, but it will provide relief to many struggling communities and help reduce the educational and poverty gap.
For our empirical validation, we did not get the chance to build a physical model due to the ongoing shelter in place, so instead we created this hand-drawn model. The images in the top left and the middle show how the device attaches to the bike, as you can see. There is a hinge that allows it to open, and then you can close it around the axle of the back wheel. This top right image shows what it looks like from the outside, and the entire circular face that points out of the screen, like towards us, is where the light shines out of when it's turned on. The bottom right image shows the inner workings of the device. Basically, as the bike wheel spins, it causes the gear in the center to spin as well, and that sets off the other gears that you can see in the drawing. These gears are used to spin an electric generator, which converts the spinning mechanical energy into electrical energy. This electrical energy gets stored in the rechargeable battery, which is attached to several super bright white LEDs, but the battery can also be removed to be used elsewhere. There's also a small solar panel in the upper half of the device, which charges another battery that is connected to more LEDs for even more stored electric power. GLOW is 4 inches in diameter with a 1-inch hole in the center and 1-inch thickness. The device works in a similar manner to a hand crank flashlight, which if you look over at my partner's screen, you can see her using that. The main difference is that instead of turning a crank to charge it, GLOW is spun by the bike wheel directly from inside. And now for our financial module. For our initial launch, the cost of goods will be $10, and all of that money goes towards buying the materials for the device, since we'll be using volunteer workers to help build the first batch, and therefore we will not be needing any labor costs. As for overall expenses, we are asking you for $7,000 to help us create the first 500 units. $5,000 out of that will be spent on materials for the device, and the other $2,000 will be spent on a high-grade 3D printer that we will use to create custom parts like the outer casing of the device. For retail value, we plan to sell it at 2 different prices. When sold in third world countries through volunteer organizations, it will sell for $6, and when sold in stores to the general population, it will cost $20. The profit we make off of the ones we sell in stores will go towards making the ones that we sell to the poor more affordable. The two selling prices ensure that we still make a net profit, because if we were to sell only to third world countries, we would be spending $10 on each product and only getting $6 in return. However, with our model, for every 2 products we sell, one at regular retail price and one at the cheaper price, we make a net profit of $6, and this all gets invested back into the company. The assumptions we are making are that we will be able to get volunteers to help us build the initial 500 units, that stores will want to buy our product, and that volunteer organizations will agree to sell them in other countries. Our milestones throughout this process were figuring out the device's multifunctional use, how to make it affordable for the poor, and how it attaches to the bike and rotates. As for scaling up, once we start making a large enough profit and gain the interest of more investors, we will hire workers instead of volunteers, and we will sell to more stores and countries around the world.
So our target market are bike and sports stores in the middle class community in San Jose, and we would later expand to other cities in California for primary profit. We would explain that the $20 price allows us to sell affordably to the socioeconomically disadvantaged and graduate towards cheaper prices for third world customers through these volunteer organizations to make sure it goes to the right people. We would advertise it as a green energy device, profit off of an everyday activity. So they would pay here to help fight light poverty in other areas. It's a way of sending donations as a solid product to somewhere else. There's 2 functions that I might put on the slide. So the first function is charging. So this helps increase the use of commonly made mechanical energy. The flashlight function is mainly for safety. So the majority of people in third world countries have late work hours, so that provides an emergency light because most roads are not illuminated. It also provides an emergency light for people here. Some people come home late on bikes, and so that, especially in the UC Davis area, this provides additional safety. So the sales process. For the middle class customers, we're starting off with a more social media based marketing style. So we would use apps such as Nextdoor and reaching out to the community for public support. We've used something called crowdfunding to help gather investors. For the third world customers, so I'm going to South Africa for 1 month next summer. So I would use the time, my 1 month stay there, to help test out our product and sell it to other people there, as well as gain more input on our device. We also have connections with an organization called PSC, which helps the socioeconomically disadvantaged in Cambodia. So we'd use organizations such as PSC to help advertise and sell our products, make sure they get to the right people. So $20 for people here. We tell them that the $20 price here, 100% of the proceeds would go to third world countries and lowering the price for them because we're a nonprofit, and it helps pay for the low $6 price in third world customers. So over here is the product comparison of specific devices that are similar to our product. So the uniqueness of our product is that many of these third world oriented products fixate so much on lower cost that the product no longer meets the user's needs. Other products that target lack of light are not built for long-term use and cannot end the dependency on harmful kerosene lamps. Our key advantage over the competition is that we are the only ones creating a product to be mass-produced to harness the energy of a bike. All the others are non-portable, stationary DIY products that cannot store energy and have to be used immediately. While others directly sell to those in light poverty, our device helps people here fight light poverty in other places and to make the price as low as possible without reducing the quality.
Glow fights light poverty and ensures sustainable clean energy for all. Bike your way to a brighter day.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, girls. I just have a couple questions. The first one is, on your design, how do I know that the battery is fully charged?
Oh, wait, I'll go back to that slide. So, well, I guess there's like a certain amount of charge that the battery can hold. And
Right.
I guess once we actually create the product and once we figure out how that works, we would probably say like, oh, after you biked for this long, then this is how much charge will be stored in the battery. Or maybe we can have some sort of like meter that shows how much charge the battery holds.
Right. And what kind of batteries are you using? Are these like AA batteries or bigger or?
Yeah, we were thinking we would just use like typical AA batteries because those could be easily used in other devices, either like AAA, AA, something like that.
Got it. And then
Do you have a sense for how long the AA would last?
Oh, so we were thinking like from the research we did, the amount of, if you were to bike for maybe like 1 hour in the day, then it would provide about 2 to 3 hours of light at night. Also, like along with the energy that's gathered by the solar power and by the biking, that would produce about 2 to 3 hours of light, or I guess 2 to 3 hours of any other function that you would use the battery for.
Great, thanks.
Mhm.
Nice work, ladies. This is Hiba. So I come from a third world country. I'm from Sudan. We have electricity issues and use generators all the time. What we don't have are bicycles. So in the absence of an actual bicycle or a country that has plenty of bicycles on the road, but power issues, have you considered an option where cycling can be done at home with maybe just the foot motion or any other product like that? Are you selling only the actual solar panel device, or are you selling eventually maybe all the hardware, all the other components, including the bicycle and or home-based still bike?
So the solar power function would also be enough to charge a battery on its own without actually using a bike. But the way that the device is built, we could also add, like, as we expand and we grow, we can also add a hand crank to it as well.
Yeah, and maybe eventually we could possibly start selling it as like split parts that, let's say like if there's a country that does not really use bikes, then they could just use like the solar panel part of it, or like maybe a hand crank function, as Jade said.
And it must be used outdoors, correct? You must have kind of access to solar.
Yeah, for the solar panel to work, yeah, it must be used outdoors.
Okay, just one comment from my side. So Jade and Meenakshi, we did not do a dry run for your team, but it's excellent presentation. Just one minor comment from my side, which I'm not the judge. I take it offense if somebody said third world country. I wish it was something like a developing nations. So you may want to just change that because some people may not like it, the word third world country. Okay, just minor thing. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's a great presentation. I'm proud of both of you. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Great job.
Well done.
Good job. Thanks.
Good job.